Excuse me?
Why the decision now? Why did you make this call?
Well, it gave an opportunity. It was the bye week gave us opportunity to have time to be able to make the moves necessary, what we feel like moving forward.
Coach's call, Chris, or is this a overall choice?
No, it was my call.
What didn't you like what Stephen was doing?
Well, I mean, again, when you're 0-8 and you've stubbed your toe as many times offensively as we have, it becomes a time, and there was enough time that it was evident that we needed to make a move.
Was this a discussion that was happening over weeks? Was this something you were mulling over, or was
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, like I say, it's my decision, and so, I've been thinking about it for quite some time, and the time during the bye seemed to be the right time because it gives me an opportunity to put a plan in place.
When you look at what you have offensively, do you feel like there's more to tap into than you have so far? Like the personnel is there for better results?
Yeah, I mean, I think, preseason, nobody would have envisioned that we'd be in this position. And I'm not saying that, we're saying that we're going to be undefeated, but at the same time, nobody saw 0-8 either. So it's a good time to reflect, and you can learn a lot about yourself and about the people around you and the people that you get to see every day also exactly when you're in this position.
Is Stephen McAdoo still on your staff?
Yes.
What is his role?
He'll be repositioned on our staff, probably more so on the defensive side of the football.
How does this change or affect the playbook at all?
Well, I mean, Jarious certainly will have his twist and things that he wants to do, things that he'll lean on his experience, what he's done in the past as a quarterback, and that's kind of what, that I'll let Jarious expound on that when he gets up here.
You and Stephen's pretty close, obviously, for a long time. How difficult was this for you to go through?
Well, again, I've got to put all feelings aside. I mean, certainly we've been around each other since 1999, and we sat down 3 weeks ago, and had a frank discussion. And it's one of those deals where it's pro football, and I've got to make do what's best interest for this football team. They hired me to be the overseer for the football team, and that's what I'm doing.
What kind of effect can this have short term when you make a change like this to the offense?
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly hoping that we come back and we play better football because if, special teams wise, I feel like we've played pretty strong, especially with as many young kids as we have. I think we've been very competitive. We've been up and down defensively, certainly undisciplined. So if we can address those areas and then play better offense down the stretch, I feel like we can improve.
Should we expect more moves before the next game?
Excuse me?
Should we expect more moves made in the players or in the coach?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to look at everything right now. Again, when you're 0-8, you have to look at everything. You have to look inward, number one. And like I say, it's a good time to reflect and find a lot about yourself as well. So we're going to look at every phase of what we do.
Chris, how has it been managing the three roles that you have? Is it just in terms of the workload, the ability to be effective of all of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as it's always been. I mean, the same number of hours in every day. And so now, like I say, it gives me an opportunity during the bye week to put a plan in place for the second half of the season.
You envision maintaining those roles through the rest of the season?
Absolutely.
Were you aware, like, last game, Morley and Dave, when they were doing the call, a lot of fans came up underneath where Coach McAdoo was and weren't exactly pleasant to him. Were you aware of that, and kind of what's your reaction to it?
Well, it's unfortunate because, again, these guys, I know how hard that our entire coaching staff works and what and how much our team means to them. And that's unfortunate, but I understand their frustration, certainly. I mean, it's not like we just get up in the morning and want to be in this position, but we are, where we're at, and now it's an opportunity for us to move forward.
Is this an easier transition because Jarious is in-house and familiar with everything?
Well, certainly. I mean, I think having a familiarity with our roster and knowing what our players can and can't do, knowing the terminology, I certainly think that gives them an advantage.
Chris, does football loss cap in the league also require you to look in-house for a change like this, or is there a possibility?
You know what? I mean, it's one of those things where you just have to look at what's best for the team. I mean, the football operations cap's not looked on favorably by any of the organizations, and I do think it's hurt the quality of play across the league. But that's not something that we're here to talk about. We've got to look at what we've got to do personally to try to fix what we've got right now.
When you evaluate the quarterback position, is Taylor still considered your starter? Is it an open competition moving forward?
Well, certainly his confidence has been rattled. You can look at the film, and you can watch the TV copies of the games, and look at his reaction to plays and that type of thing. So certainly his confidence has been hurt. I look at it like a starting pitcher. In baseball, they don't just throw their starting pitcher out when he loses his curveball in the seventh. They bring in people to try to help him. So we're gonna look at all avenues. Trey's gonna get a solid look. Daigie's going to get a solid look, and then we're not going to throw Taylor out the door. Taylor's he comes from a very good family. He's got high character. He'll do our third down stuff, and he will stay prepared. He's not going to not go into the game, that type of thing. So he's a solid kid.
As head coach and GM of the franchise, are you worried that, there's a definite fan reaction against Taylor out there. Does that play into your system?
Well, it's kind of like with Mac. It's I think that's in today's society. That's kind of what happens. And if we win games, he probably gets too much credit, and then when we lose games, he probably gets too much credit as well. So it's one of those things that comes with the territory.
How much concern is there in this building, Chris, with the way the attendance is going?
Well, the other night, I was actually, looking at the situation. We were 0-7 starting the game, and one of the guys commented that, one of the coaches, like, man, this is a good crowd for an 0-7 football team. So I was really impressed, and I certainly hope that the fans continue to, it's a great organization. Eventually, it's going to flip, and when it does, again, we'll get back to where Edmonton should be. And so I certainly hope that the fans know how hard. Not only the coaches, but the players. The players are here yesterday, one day after the game, working a camp, and they it means a lot to them. All right. See y'all.